Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. One of the things I want to tell you is you have to look at things in their entirety. And I'm showing you this video. This is Antifa. They're outside of Senator Josh Hawley's home. They don't like the fact that he's opposing the delegates, the electoral vote. And so, of course, they're going to show up at his home and threaten his wife and newborn child while he's not there. Now, I do know this. She's not from Texas, because you can bet if she was from Texas and this would have happened, there would have been bodies on the lawn. They're lucky she reacted the way she did, and she kept a calm head. Very smart woman. She didn't overreact. But if you take things in their entirety, see, even in Texas, they're trying to overturn the stand your ground law. The stand your ground law merely states that you don't have a duty to retreat when you're being threatened, when somebody's breaking into your house. And even now in Texas, one of the senators or Congress ladies is trying to put forth a bill in Texas that if somebody breaks into your home, let's say you hit them with a frying pan, you put a couple of rounds through them, they don't die, they can sue you. They're saying you have a duty to retreat and you can't use overpowering means, meaning you can't use a gun. And if you do, you're the one in trouble. Why? You broke into my house. But at first I'm like, why are they doing all this for criminals? Because they recruit these same very violent criminals into their little jackbooted community. See, the Democrat Party, the Democrat Socialist Party, has taken the playbook of the Nazi Socialist Party. I say that because they're using all the exact same tactics that the Nazis used. If you disagree with them, they're going to send people to your house. We've been seeing it for months now. And the way they're going to support those people is by passing laws to make it illegal for you, not for them, for you to defend your home. So how long are we going to let that pass and stand? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So if that law in Texas had passed, and this was Texas, and they showed up to our house, then you'll see in the video, one guy's actually testing the doorknob to see if it's open. And what if it was open? What was he going to do? So in my belief, she has every right to defend her home and her property. Apparently, that's not a thing in the liberal world. But see, that's what they do. It's right out the Nazi playbook. If you disagree with them politically, they counsel you. They try to destroy your business, your family, your personal life. They show up to your house. It's all one big thing. Don't think the Democrats aren't supporting Antifa. They are, big time. And it may be time as patriots for us to say, no, we're done with that. You're not going to attack our constitutional rights. See, this is why they don't want you to have that AR-15, because they can show up in groups of 45, 50, 100. And if you don't have an AR-15, honestly, you have no viable means of protecting yourself and your family. You're just going to be overwhelmed. A double barrel shotgun, fuck what Joe Biden says, is not going to get it. It's not going to help. Only that AR-15 is going to save you, so we have to fight for the AR-15. But I'm going to go and play this video and think about this, right? The Democrat Party now is saying, hey, if you don't agree with us, we're going to attack your family. The night President Trump gave the one speech, when they attacked all the Republicans leaving the speech, and even security couldn't hold them back. The mere fact that if you stand up against them, you will be brought up on trumped up charges, like the leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique, and they're going to take you to jail. The mayor of D.C. enacted a law saying no guns in D.C. ahead of the Trump rally. Why not? That's their Second Amendment right. You don't get to choose if they show up with guns. Meanwhile, Antifa and Black Lives Matter are burning down Seattle, Portland, Chicago, Minneapolis, Austin, just doing whatever they want to do with impunity. This is 1940s Germany. This is all over again. This is history. History repeats itself. And right now it's repeating itself with the Democrat Party. I actually, one of my famous things is if I disagree with you politically, I won't defriend you on Facebook. We can talk about it. But see, you can't talk with liberals. And then I started thinking about From the Sound of Music. Who's worse, the Nazis or the Nazi collaborators? The Nazi collaborators. So I got rid of a lot of my liberal friends who keep pushing this agenda because I don't want to be associated with Nazis. I do not want to be associated with it. I'm telling you, if they're friends or their family, keep your distance because history is going to judge you harshly, very harshly. Because remember now, now people blame the Nazi collaborators, the people who rolled over and said, okay, as much as they blame the Nazi party. So let's play this video and see what happens. I'm going to point a few things out to you.
We're not going to let people hold our democracy hostage. We're not going to let them infringe on our rights. Every ballot has been counted. It is over. So when democracy is under attack, what do we do? When democracy is under...
Now, if you'll notice, the guy in the red hat is turning her doorknob to check to see if they can get into the house. That's called breaking and entering. What's going to happen to them? Nothing. Now, he should have got an answer from the other side and the sound of a boom.
Under attack. What do we do?
See, he's still turning her doorknob.
What do we do? We're not going to let these fascists, racists, and ignorant people come into our town and come into our community.
You see that, right? There's still two people now trying to get into our house. Watch the guy in the red hat. What's he taking out of his pocket? What's he taking out of his pocket? Trying to get through her door. Knife, gun, lockpick tools to pick the lock. So you'll notice there what just happened. They tried to break into her house. She comes to the window. You can see her through the little window. But here's the thing, people. You're going to go to the wrong person's house one day. People are going to get hurt. People are going to get killed. This is ridiculous. But see, they think they're right. They feel they're right, even though I swear to God, they're on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history with this one. But just take a big look at what they do. And don't think the Second Amendment isn't tied to all this. Don't think the First Amendment isn't tied to it. Last time I checked, you had a right to say what you wanted to say and a right to own any firearm you want to protect you and your family. But see, they want to take those away. Look at what Gina Carano went through. She didn't even do anything. This is what they do. This is what they do, people. Don't be a party to it. Like I said, I've gotten rid of liberal friends on Facebook, and I swore I would never do that. A friend is a friend. But for watching that Sound of Music, like I said, that was my first time watching it. I don't like musicals. Don't care for them. Man, that was a good one. I'd watch it 1,000 times because it displays an important message. And I was already up on Nazi history. I thought it was just amazing how Hitler can control not only an entire country, 2 countries, 3 countries, just from speech. And now I'm so glad I did actually take a good look at that because now I understand what's happening. And we're reliving history. So all I can say is keep your powder dry, man. Keep your powder dry. Because we're at a point now where I don't think, honestly, we can let much more of this fly. So decide what you're going to do and what team you're on. Are you going to be on the right or wrong side of history? Because right now, Antifa and BLM is on the wrong side. The Democrats are on the wrong side. And God help us if they take Georgia. But I'll tell you like this, I'm not giving my guns up. It's going to be like the Alamo up in here. I'm not doing it. So also another thing on the Second Amendment, one of the big mistakes the Second Amendment supporters made was when all these people ran out and bought guns, we were thinking, well, now they're surely not going to vote for Biden because he's anti-Second Amendment. He wants to take your guns, and they just bought guns. No, they don't get it. They're not processing. They're willing participants in the new Nazi movement. So they didn't vote according to their rights. They voted according to their emotions. They're emotional voters. You can't reason with emotional people. It's like one of those things they say when, like, when you and your spouse have an argument, wait for everything to calm down, then talk about everything. The problem with liberals is they stay emotional throughout the whole thing. Their whole lives, it's always something. So, but we thought those people were going to be pro Second Amendment like us, but they're not. They'll vote for anything because they're low information or willingly lack knowledge, meaning they don't want to even look it up or bother with it. They're just going to go with their emotions, or they're super emotional. It is what it is. So thank you for watching this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. Keep an eye on history. A lot of people are going to come down on the wrong side of history. Make sure, as always, you like, subscribe, share, and keep your powder dry.